Hey everybody, this is Wes with Fundamental Games, bringing you another spotlight on board games and board game design and whatever is happening in the board game community. Today we're talking about The Game Crafter. This is a website and resource that both game players and game designers can use for different reasons. So I'll just share with you 5 things I like about The Game Crafter. First thing I like is you can buy games on here that you really can't find anywhere else. Some people make games that they only sell exclusively off the Game Crafter just because of cost control or not being able to produce large capacities. Other people do it just for fun as a hobby to sell to their friends, and if someone else happens to want to pick it up, they can. So it's just a place to buy games that don't really exist anywhere else. Sometimes you might be able to find them elsewhere, like The Game Crafter is Dead. You can see this one has a gold seal. So if we click on The Captain is Dead, just like any other website, it'll zoom in and you'll be able to see some information about the game. You can see videos if they've made videos on it. You can see gameplay if they've created gameplay. You can see the full list of components that are available and some of the ratings and comments if people have said things about it. So it's really neat. You can use it as a shopping site just for board games that might exclusively be available on the Game Crafter, unless you're paying extra costs for a secondary market. So I think that's a cool part of it. Next thing is about crowd sales. So I don't know if it was last year or the year before where they started running crowdfunding off of the Game Crafter. And what it does is it's kind of like a little Kickstarter type of thing where a creator puts their game out there and gives it a time frame. And the more copies they sell, the more copies that people are purchasing, the cheaper it gets for them, so they can kind of scale based on volume. And it's a way to kind of get some advertisement for the game on the website and drop a link on social media posts and whatnot. So you can see some of the past crowd sales. There was Tic Tac Match and Game Mat and Gate are some examples. Iron Helm, these are all examples of ones that have done crowdfunding. And you can see how many copies they sold right off the Game Crafter site, from 144 copies to 831 copies to almost 1,600 copies. So you can sell a lot of games off of these crowdfunding sites. And then the people who support them, they get that scale adjustment. So they'll get their copy at a lower price if enough people support it. So that's kind of a neat thing about it. Third thing I like about it is you can use this as a place to shop for game components. So let's say I just want to buy some game parts. Maybe I just want to purchase some barrels of wood, some little tokens to use for my game. Maybe I want to purchase some specialized meeples. Maybe I want to purchase some a pack of money for a game I lost my money to. It could be special dice. It could be a storage tin. You name it. If you browse through the site long enough, you will probably be able to find it. You can find extra boxes, sleeves, containers, dice, clips. They just have a plethora of all kinds of amazing components in here that you can buy individually. You can buy dice for 43 cents each. You can buy body parts, I guess. You can buy a brain. You can buy clips. So just lots of neat little stuff that may come in handy for you for a game that you play that may not have all the components or pieces that you'd like. Or if you're designing your own game, it can give you some benefits as well. So that's the third thing I like. Fourth thing I like is that the Game Crafter runs contests. So if we take a look at here, let's see, I think, where did I see that earlier? Community maybe. So they run contests all the time. Right now they have a small box challenge, a solo duel challenge, a community anthology challenge, and a staff roll and write challenge. And so what these challenges are is they're an opportunity for game designers, whether they're new to the industry or been around a while, can get in and share their thoughts on games that they're creating and see if they have a chance to win the challenge. So for example, right now there's 4 finalists in the solo duo challenge: Zoo Sanctuary, Dungeon Duel Grit, and Your Friend the Vampire. And so these get looked at by different game designers and publishers and marketers, and they'll give them ratings, and the person who gets the most votes will end up winning, and they may get some kind of credit on the Game Crafter site. But more importantly, they get some exposure to feedback about their game, and exposure if their game is successful, maybe a chance to crowdfund it even better or have more luck once they do end up publishing it. So just having those challenges out there inspires newer game designers to create games that maybe they never would have gotten around to finishing if they didn't have these contests, and just a way to get games to market that may never have. And then the last thing I like about it is that you can make games and sell them on this website. So you can use something like the Component Studio to help you design and import cards and get tokens and stuff to get your game to fruition. Let's see if we can find back the main page here. I think make games. So we go back to make games. So if I want to make a game, I don't know if I've got some of my games that I've already made. Let's see if I can find my page here. I'm not signed in right now. Let me sign in and I'll show you an example. So now I should be able to go to my games, wherever we are here, somewhere, publishing, games. Let's take a look at my account. Sure, okay. So I've got a bunch of games in here, but let's say I wanted to do an example of a game that I made a while ago, Deck of Dice. So Deck of Dice, we'll use the original that I did. So originally when I was doing crowdfunding for Deck of Dice, I did my crowdfunding on Kickstarter at the time, but I actually produced it through the Game Crafter. And then I ordered tons of these and sent them out individually to backers. And so in here I've got card backs, but then I've also got the poker deck. And what I would do in here is I would have images of each of the cards, and I would import those from my computer, and I'm just being able to make that game. And it gives me a cost and a profit if I sold any. Most of these are sold to myself and then shipped out, but you can actually make these public for other people to purchase as well. So other people could browse through and shop through games, for example, and they may come across your game if they type in a certain search word that brings it up, or they're looking specifically for it. So you can use it as a way to host and sell games that you're making as well. So there you have it. That is the Game Crafter. Wonderful little site to get components, to make things, to buy things, to share things. I can't say enough good things about them. I've had built some great prototypes of Legends of Novus and Die in the Dungeon, and some other card games just using their site and sending it to myself, and been able to playtest games that I've made instead of just doing it online or with basic white paper writing on it. It allows me to print quality cards and quality components in an actual box and play with it. All right, so if you've ever used the Game Crafter and want to share your story, write something in the comments, or if you've bought games on here and have some feedback about the quality of them, by all means, let us know. Thanks for watching.